Hey Klaus, should we go for a walk? I'll take that as a yes. Hey, I have one more question for you. Is gold about to break above $2,000? Well, we'll have to look at the charts then to figure that out.
We are here out for our walk. Thought I would take you with us as usual. Isn't that right, Klaus? Come on, let's go. We are here in the great American Southwest, and it is hot. As hot as an oven? Yes, perhaps. But actually it feels good. You know, this dry heat, as long as the sun is low in the sky like that, this dry heat actually feels really good. You know, as long as you stay hydrated and you're not out in the sun like for too long, then it's just, man, it feels super good, I'm gonna be honest. So we're out here at this preserve. This is a place that I like to come to with Klaus. It's this nice open road in this preserve, and you've got all the natural types of desert growth here, vegetation. You got these ancient saguaro cacti that are flowering right now at the top. I don't know if you can see those at the very top. And then apparently these things produce fruit at some point coming up, although it's technically illegal to take the fruit or anything. You just look out here, I mean, it looks like you're on another planet. You know, these types of plants remind me of things that you would see growing in like a science fiction movie on another planet. I like it. It's sort of mysterious in some kind of way. So Klaus is doing well. He slows down here a lot in the heat. I sometimes imagine what it would be like to be in this heat with a black down coat on my entire body. That's how he must feel. But he does all right. Anything below 90 degrees or so, he's all right. Hey Klaus, come say hi. Come on. Good boy. How you liking this desert, huh? Kind of a funny situation here, huh? I know. Hey. Come on, let's go. Let's go. So I thought we'd have a little talk about the markets as we're walking, as we usually do. By the way, holler Vancouver. How you doing, everyone up there? This time of the summer, it sure would be nice to get by the water. I think about Vancouver a lot. Thought we would talk about the markets. What do we have going on today? It was this illogical reverse psychology day again, where what do we have? The ADP jobs report came out. 978,000 new jobs created in the United States. It was almost 300,000 more than economists thought there would be. You know, so that's something. When you have a recovery underway and you have higher than expected job growth, that's obviously inflationary, right? You have people, they're going to be getting new jobs, earning money, going out and spending money. Anytime you have the velocity of money increasing again, there's going to be higher inflation down the road. This is all part of a recovery out of a panic. However, what did we see on this higher inflationary, higher jobs growth type of day? We saw all the inflation-sensitive assets sell off. Gold sold off, silver sold off, right? Industrial stocks were lower. You know, what was higher? The US dollar today, right? As if all that inflation coming is going to be positive for the currency. So we're in this, again, it's just this perverse, illogical backdrop where the markets are saying that things that are high inflation, things that are promoting of high inflation, are therefore going to cause the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates at some point. And therefore, when there's high inflation and the Fed raises rates, there's then going to be lower inflation. So thus, high inflation equals low inflation. And conversely, when we see data coming out that is indicating that there is low inflation, the market is taking that to mean that therefore the Fed is not going to act and there's going to be high inflation. So we live in a backwards, upside down paradigm right now where high is being treated as low and low is being treated as high. This can be frustrating over the short run. Trust me, it is for everyone, myself included. However, you have to try to not let this get to you. These correlations where the market gets obsessed with one paradigm, the market gets obsessed with this dynamic that it's in right now. These things come and go. I've seen this happen so many times over the last 15 years where, the markets start to act in a certain way and it seems like this is going to continue forever. So, can you imagine, for example, if inflation levels get up to 5 or 10% over the coming year, imagine the CPI statistics are at 10%, right? And gold sells off on the high inflation figures. I'm telling you, it's not going to last forever. There's going to be a point, and you'll be able to see it if you study the markets with us here. There's going to come a point where you see the markets switch, and all of a sudden you're going to have this day where they release high CPI or PPI figures, and all of a sudden gold is going to rise. Then you're going to remember this conversation that we're having, and you're going to say, yeah, wow, okay, that paradigm that looked like it was going to stay forever, that has actually been severed. And now finally the markets are treating high inflation as high inflation as they should. We're not there yet though. I've seen these things happen before. Sometimes these things last for 6 or 12 months. Again, where the market just gets obsessed with this certain idea. 6 to 12 months or so. We're about 4 or 5 months into this current paradigm. I've been seeing this go on kind of in the second half of gold's decline from the peak back in August of last year through, just about last couple months is when I've seen this. So, I would say we're probably about halfway through this cycle here. And then, trust me, it's going to change. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the dollar today. I want to bring up the dollar chart. In fact, why don't we just bring it up while we're talking here? So we'll bring this chart up, and we've been talking about this. When is the dollar going to break down through this huge multi-decade support level? It keeps testing this level here right around this 89 to 90 figure, which goes all the way back to the peak in 2008, right? Those multiple peaks in the 2000s, and then acting as support in the 2010s on a number of occasions. And so here we are, we're seeing a bounce again. It looks like this high inflation, which is being taken as good for fiat assets, including the dollar, is causing the dollar to bounce and break this short-term downtrend. That said, guys, look at the big picture. The dollar has already broken its rising channel from the 2008 lows. And so, yeah, we're getting another little bounce in here, but this bounce is occurring below the broken structure of the rising trend in the dollar going back to 2008. So I expect this bounce to be a short one, perhaps a month or two in the dollar. And then I think something is going to happen. There's going to be some fundamental trigger. Who knows what it's going to be? There's going to be something that causes the dollar, it looks like by late summer into the fall, to succumb below this 89 to 90 multi-decade support zone. And I think that's when you really see gold and silver take off. So right now we're in this short-term, still illogical type of setup. Let it play out, be a little bit cautious here. There could be some more declines to come. In the premium update that went out today, we covered exactly what we think is going to happen with these corrections in gold and silver. Right here on this channel, I just wanted to show you what's happening with the US dollar, which as the world's reserve currency is a key part in what's going to happen to gold and silver. And while you're at it, don't let this frustrate you. What are your other options, really? We see the high inflation coming, right? Let's get back here. We see the high inflation coming. What other options do you have? If you're going to say, okay, so there's high inflation, which is being taken as low inflation, therefore what? I'm going to sell all my gold and hold US dollars when we know there's an inflationary tidal wave coming down the road? I don't know, guys, it's just, it might work over the next 2 to 3 months on these interesting occasions here, but it's not going to work very well, I don't believe, over the next 3 to 5 years. Does the tongue keep you cool enough, bud? You have anything to say to the people, bud? How much longer is gold going to be trading irrationally, huh? Thank you for joining us today. If you would like to learn more about our premium research and analysis service, it is called Precious Metals Intelligence. We include the exact gold and silver miners that we are investing in here, as well as all the research to back that up. We also cover not only the mining sector, but physical gold, physical silver, so you can better time your purchases. We also feature weekly updates on the US dollar, the US stock market, and the rest of the commodity sector. All of that is sent to you in both video and written format, with flash updates going right to your email inbox whenever there's something important for you to know about first. Our premium members get to know about things before everyone else. Make sure you check that out on the homepage. If you would like to speak to me one-on-one, Christopher Aaron, know that you can reach me on the Consultations tab. I am a fully independent analyst. I take no fees or funds from any of the dealerships, any of the bullion companies, any of the mining companies that we discuss here. I am fully focused on helping individuals such as yourself. There's nothing too big or too small that we can't handle together. I approach this from an independent standpoint, so whether you're just starting and you need someone to help walk you through the process of owning gold and silver, or if you have a multi-million-dollar portfolio that you are looking to diversify across the sector, we can sit down together and come up with a best plan of action for you. Thank you once again for tuning in this week. I appreciate having you with us here this week, as always. I will see you soon for the next update. So we're on our way back now. And there are these free-roaming cows in this preserve here that we come across sometimes this time of the evening. So I thought if we see it, it'd be pretty interesting for you to see how Klaus responds to these cows. You know, he's a shepherd, so he's got the herding instinct. Let's see if we come across them. Where are those cows? How about